Welcome back. It's still Thursday's edition of Morning Ride. Welcome to our interview segment. With us here we have Dr. Donald Peterson, and he is the special advisor to the governor on entrepreneurship development, and he's going to be talking to us on capacity training, a panacea for human development and economic empowerment of the people in line with the more agenda of His Excellency. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, how are you doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, very quickly, Dr. Peterson, I want to talk about your speech at the seminar for school teachers on February 8th. You told a witty story about a child who said, "My daddy is a woman." Do you remember that?
Yes, very well.
All right. Okay, now tell us, how can training programs in Delta State help kids think creatively? Now, also tell us about this program.
Yeah, my speech that day was actually done few hours before that program. That wasn't the original speech prepared for it.
Okay.
But few hours before the program, my team and I stumbled over that video in the social media space, and we saw the value.
Right. Okay, now tell us, how can training programs in Delta State help kids think creatively? Now, also tell us about this program.
Yeah, my speech that day was actually done few hours before that program. That wasn't the original speech prepared for it.
Okay.
But few hours before the program, my team and I stumbled over that video in the social media space, and we saw the value that video could actually, what the value represent in today's world, between the struggles between generations, you know, the millennia, the Gen Z, and the Generation Alpha. There is a mismatch, a misunderstanding between these generations. And we felt that, yes, we could actually highlight the mismatch to help educators and our education managers to help understand the intricate nature of their field and help them navigate that minefield. And that was why we brought up that program, that video. You got that video, the boy was about 5 or 6 years old, who says his mother, his father is a woman.
The woman.
And, you know, for all intent and purpose, if that child is being parented by just a single mother, who is the mother and who is the father? So what the guy is saying, the question is answering, is very correct. But the teacher is asking the question from the perspective of a balanced family, where you have the man and the woman, and the man is supposed to be the father and the woman is supposed to be the mother. But that does not seem the case in today's world. You know, so our educators and our education managers need to be alive to understand and upskill also to understand that the world is changing and things are very dynamic, for them to be able to key into the present challenges of life, as it were. So that was why we brought up that particular video, and it resonated very nicely with the educators, because it helped us to drive home the point for them to understand that there is a huge gap between generations, and for you to actually deal with a particular generation, you need to understand their thinking and their psyche. So, and here in Delta State, we have a government who is saddled with all these generations put together.
Okay.
From the baby boomers to the alpha generation. So then how then do you upskill them? How then do you communicate in a way that they will understand and deliver these goods in such a way that every aspect of this generation will feel very much welcome and at home with your program? So that is a very Herculean task for the government. And we in the Office of the Special Advisor on Entrepreneurship Development, we've been saddled with the responsibility of rejigging the entrepreneurial space in Delta State by His Excellency, because His Excellency, as you know him, is a no-nonsense and a target-driven person. So in that, we came up with several programs of how we can upscale. And in upscaling, some time ago we've discussed about the entrepreneurship program, which we Christian here in Delta State at Deltapreneurship. Under this Deltapreneurship, do not forget that you also have to catch them young. The Bible said, teach a child in the way of the Lord, and when he's grown, he will not depart from it.
Right.
You want somebody to be an entrepreneur, you have to start teaching him the entrepreneurship principles from when he was small. How then do you do that? So we have a program called Kidpreneurship, and we have the entrepreneurship. Under the entrepreneurship, you have the agropreneurship, and you have the techpreneurship. And in doing all of this, you now have to fashion out a way of delivery of all this. The program we had recently is we're targeting the younger generation, the Gen Zs and the Generation Alpha.